What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to go over Power Query, and what we're going to do here is learn how to use one of the most powerful tools in Excel, make things automatic, they update themselves, there's no error, there's no work, and you're going to save hours of your time. It's also super easy to use. So, you have your normal spreadsheet open here. Let's say we have to do a report. We need to do sales reports. We need to update the monthly numbers, and those get sent to us and put in a folder. All we would do is normally we would open the other files, we would copy and paste. So the other files, they're in this folder called Annual Expenditures. We have all three of these, January, February, and March. We could open this one, copy it, put it in here, open this one, copy, put it in here, so on and so forth. We don't want to do that because it's a waste of time. They're the same file, they're the same format, they come from a database they're exported from. So all we'll do is we're going to use the Power Query tool. You go to the Data tab, and you'll see all this stuff here, Get and Transform. That's what it used to be called. Now, Get and Transform it used to be an add-in, now it's just kind of included with Excel. And what this is going to do is it's going to let you, what's called if you've ever seen Jersey Shore, they had GTL, so the Gym Tan Laundry. This is an ETL, the Power Query Editor. It is an editor, it'll extract, and then it's going to transform, and then it's going to load. So ETL, better than GTL. What you're going to do is you find your source. So in this case, if it's in the same spreadsheet, you can use a table or a range, something like that. If it's another file, a text or a CSV, you'll go here and you can pick something there. From the internet, you can go right here, plug your website in, bang. You can pull off some table that gets updated every however many seconds, days, whatever. Recent sources are the current files that you've opened recently, and existing connections are if you had a certain query that you were just going to run again. Right now we're going to do this one, Get Data. Hit the drop down, and we'll go from File. But like you can see, we have databases, so SQL Server, Access, other analysis services, Azure. We have other sources again, which are basically what these are. We can combine queries, launch query editors, things like that. But right now we're just going to go from File. From the file, we're going to go to, you could do a workbook, which would be one sheet. You could pull it in. We'll go with folder, because all these reports, every month, they get thrown in the same folder, because they're just an export, someone saves it, that's the end of it. So we go here, we go to our desktop, which is right there, Annual Expenditures, and it doesn't show anything. It's okay though, doesn't matter. It's going to pick up the files you need. Hit open, and right now, we've got our pathway. Then we have the different names of the files, which is exactly right. So if we look at this, January, February, March, the extensions, yeah, they are sorry, .slxx. So we've got that. We've got the date they were accessed, created, all that good stuff. Sure. So what we're going to do is hit one of these buttons here. First, we're going to do Combine and Transform Data. That's the best way to go. I usually always do this. However, you may do something a little differently. Load would be if we just want to take them and throw them into a spreadsheet. Transform data is if we just want to manipulate the data. Combine and transform, that's going to be everything. So we hit that, it's going to evaluate this, it'll pull everything into the sheet, and we need to find something that they're all in. Everything is on sheet 1 here. So it picks the first file, and you can select the one you want to use as the template to extract. It's going to do all of them the same way. And one thing to be aware of is if there's tables and they're labeled, you need to, like table 13 here, maybe it's table 12 or table 275 in another one. If you use sheet 1, something generic that is usually a default value, probably not going to have many issues. Hit OK. And we're going to get the graphic user interface, the GUI, to pop up here. And we see all this data. We've got January, that's the file name, and it added it as a column. These right here, the applied steps, this is everything that it did to open all those files and put them into one. So if we scroll down far enough, you see how this keeps extending. We would eventually get to February and March, and so on. So right now, instead of chopping all that data up exactly how we were before, we're going to make sure that we do it fast here. So I want month number, so the 01, January, and the year to be separate. So all we'll do here is you right click, and you can do a few things actually. First we'll do this. We'll eliminate the extension. We want .slxx gone. We're not going to do it to everything, so we'll just go right click and we will go with replace values. This pops up. All you do is .xlsx, replace it with. I'm going to leave it blank, nothing. So you'll see all these disappear. There we go. And you see that this added right here, replaced value. So every time you update this, it's going to do that without having to be told that. You're not going to need to know any VBA. So there's no coding, no macros. It's really fantastic. It makes it a lot easier. And if you spend 20 minutes in this, you're going to probably save yourself 20 hours next month. It's really a very low risk, high reward add-in. So I just love it. Right here, we are going to split. So we want to delineate these. So we go split columns, and we're going to use a delimiter. So we're going to use the space exactly. So we'll split it there and there. Then we should get 3 at each occurrence. So you have the option. You can do 1. You can do the left side, right side. We'll do each. And you can really get fancy if you want to go somewhere in here. Just going to hit OK. And there it is. 1 January 2019. After that, we go through here. We don't need this one, so you click that, right click, remove. We'll rename these, so you just double click, just like in Excel. Month, number. Month, name. Year. And then we have this, with that. We'll continue on through here. You can remove nulls, you can change them to other values. But we're going to leave them right now. The main thing we want to do is look at our formatting and make sure this is going to work. So we go here, amount, this should be $1. So to change the format, you can either do this, and you can go to, there's other things too, decimal numbers. You can click currency here, or you can just click this, currency, bang. And we see these steps are here. Now if you wanted to change something in here, you can always go back, and maybe you don't want this column removed, just click that. And you see that it's going to pull that out of the thing. It's going to essentially redo the query and undo that step. That every time you run it, it'll just skip it. You can edit it pretty easily. Also, these gears right here. These, if you wanted to change the way that you did that section, so the delimiter, we only wanted the left one, hit OK. It'll edit it and go back and retroactively correct it. So right here, currency. Yep, so we're going to go there. And if you want to jump around in time, just do this. Really all it does, it's awesome. It's like a time machine. You're just back and forth in your DeLorean. So we're going through here. Do we have anything else we need? We don't want this, so we will delete it. And I think the rest of it, we don't really care. So when we're done, we just go close and load. It's going to run that query right here. You'll see it loading. And we have everything here. So you've got January, and if you do this, you'll see February, March, all that good stuff. And we have our months. Everything we did is perfectly squared away. So if you go to the Home tab right here, you can see this. And if we go there, you see you've got things like that. You can mess around with it and chop the data up. But we want to make this into a pivot table. So we go Table Design. And let's say we need to create this report, and we don't have time to do it ever. Like it's always a late night thing. We're going to make this report auto-generate. Summarize with pivot table. You see it selects everything here. New worksheet, yep. We'll hit OK. We want to see a year. We want to see a month number. Well, we definitely want a dollar amount. We want a month number. So we'll go there. And we'll do a month name. Maybe we'll even do this. So we can do that. And we're going to go right there. We'll make those dollars. We're basically just doing all the stuff that we would have to send this off to. So what we necessarily do here isn't critical, but it's just something that's going to make it a lot easier going forward. So we have this report. Great. After we have this report, we're going to look at this, and what's in our file here? Well, we want a chart too. So we'll also do that. Pivot table. We'll go pivot chart. And yes, this one works just fine. We'll go here, make it there, and we'll do our design. And Let's see, trend line, sure. Add some labels. Okay. As we do all of this, excuse me, we get a notification, and we have the first quarter. That's great. However, we want to make sure this thing is ready to go. So we're going to save as, and we'll go desktop. We'll make it Q1. But we just found out that we have all the other months of the year. So they got thrown in the folder. We had January, February, March, and now when we pull it up, we have the rest of the year. So what do? Do we update it again? Do we have to run the query again? Absolutely not. All we're going to do is move here. We see these pop up. Refresh. So you do this, refresh all. And you can just, whoop. Yep, that's right. You're going to let the background query run. It's going to show you this message right here. Once that's done, we know the query is run again, and we just have to hit refresh. Voila. We have our annual numbers. We've got everything updated, the chart updated, the data updated here. We never have to run this again. We never have to think about it, and we can basically get notified that those documents are in the folder. It follows the same pathway. We're all set. That report might take us 30 seconds to run once we open the old document. But nobody has to know that. So enjoy having your time back. This is one of my favorite features in Excel, and I think it's one of the most powerful. And if this has been helpful for you, great. Hit that subscribe button and let me know what else you want to see. Thanks. Talk to you next time.